If you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.
Welcome back to the Throne of the Dragon podcast, the show that covers each and every episode of HBO's House of the Dragon. I'm Josh.
I'm Curtis.
And if I were to rename this episode, I would name it Sexy Time.
Sexy Time. Ooh.
You know, we've talked about before in other shows. Like, I know we talked about it with Peaky Blinders. There's those episodes where just everybody's banging. And that's like a majority of what's going on in the episode. That is this episode.
Oh my gosh, man. It's so stupid.
The actual title for the episode was King of the Narrow Sea, right?
Yeah. Yeah, King of the Narrow Sea.
Yeah, wasn't it King? Then it was King. Okay. So what sucks is my favorite scene in the episode is like this opening scene here. Like that's and then we get it out of the way. It's like, shit.
I thought you were gonna say my favorite scene is like right in the middle of all that stuff happening. And you're like, come on, just get through that.
Oh no. Hold on. I gotta vamp for a second. I gotta try to fix this. This is driving me crazy. the phantom chair behind me.
The phantom chair. Ooh. I'm trying to remember what the first scene is. What was the first scene? Oh, by the way, I'd like to welcome my special guest here. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see him, Otto Hightower, who apparently is asking me if I am mad because I'm never going to survive this podcast. Apparently, I'm not really sure what the deal is with it. I mean, I've been on this podcast a lot longer than you have, Mr. Hightower, so I'm not really sure what gives you the right. Good Lord. Not really sure what gives you the right to ask me if I'm mad. I would rather ask you, sir, if you are mad, because I don't think you're going to survive this podcast right here, sir. Yeah, that's what I thought. I think it looks good. Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good now.
Yeah. It's like anytime I turn my head, gotta get that fucking green screen. Okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm surprised it's not your. I'm surprised you're not just a floating head right now.
I know, yeah.
How is that not possible? Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Kind of makes me wonder if the green screen will matter at all.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing about it. I think on this deal, you can go when you set up your background.
Mm-hmm.
There's a deal where it's like you can click on like a color in the room. So I bet like if you clicked on your shirt, it would blend that into the photo in the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
I'm just a floating head here next to Otto.
I'm just part of the scene. So what is your favorite scene?
My favorite scene is this beginning scene where Rhaenyra's on tour, which basically means that it's tour. Like when you're like a king or a queen, you got to go around and like see everything under your dominion,
right. Well, it's kind of like a president visiting different cities or whatever.
I think that's what they call it, isn't it? Like the presidential tour.
I guess so.
So she's traveling around, getting more familiarized with everything, these different regions. But it's apparent too that she doesn't really know shit about, like, I don't know. It's weird that the Targaryens aren't teaching like house history and stuff, like your maesters usually teach that kind of stuff. We see that in one of the first episodes of Game of Thrones where Maester Luwin is going over like different house sigils and mottos and like where their lord's at and stuff with Bran. So yeah, it's kind of clear to me that she doesn't know shit about anything like with these guys.
You don't know anything
like about their different regions, like in the way what is his name? The Baratheon.
I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember his first name. Robar, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember.
Robar.
But the
Robar.
Baratheon that's there with her is kind of filling her in, this guy's house were, they say they were kings before. Actually, did he say that about he said that about the kid, right?
He
From
was
the
talking about the
Blackwoods.
kid. Yeah, talking
Okay.
about like, what did he say? Blood of men or something. I don't know. I can't remember how he
The blood of the
described
first
it.
men.
Yeah, there you go. Blood of the first men. Yeah.
They're and that they were kings, like they're said to be kings of the Red Fork before the Targaryens came.
Right.
Kind of this seems really important for a lot of reasons. I'm going to hone in on it for a second, and then we'll move on. It's giving
Better
you
to hone in on this than other scenes.
It's giving you a lot of history. It made me wonder where they were at, because if that's the Baratheon seat, then it's Storm's End, and you can like hear thunder in the background and stuff. And so I kind of wondered about that. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Because we've never gotten to see there before.
Yeah.
And then the histories of a lot of these families. Before the Targaryens came, there were a bunch of different kings all over Westeros, and they all fought each other constantly for like thousands of years.
Right.
And so a lot of these people don't like each other. And there's like lasting feuds that have gone on forever. The one that's highlighted in this scene is the feud between the Blackwoods and the Brackens. And it's like one of the oldest in Westeros. It goes back, like thousands of years to the Age of Heroes. And yeah, I love how the kid like just totally whips that dude's ass.
He does, man.
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah, it just kind of like speaks to their world too, and the medieval world.
Did they say who the older guy was at the beginning? That was making his case towards her.
The guy who had to stop and take a drink.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay.
I probably could have figured it out based on like where he said that his seat was, but I wasn't really paying that much attention to him.
Okay.
But yeah, I love the duel between the Bracken and the Blackwood.
Yeah.
Like that kid fucks him up. And then the actor was pretty good too, because it's like, he's young. It's probably the first time he's killed a man. And I felt like the actor did a really good job of displaying that. Like, I think I'm about to throw up. Yeah. Just like totally in shock afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to see a lot of that. And especially like Rhaenys was saying, and I think it was the first or second episode, about how like everybody's restless. There's all these young guys out there looking to prove themselves, that weren't involved in these major conflicts, and they're looking for their own smaller personal wars.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I was I don't know. I was a little surprised that they let that like happen though.
That they let that kid kill the other guy?
Yeah.
Why?
Like, I don't know. Like, I think, I don't know. I might be wrong. I was going to say, I think Baratheon's their liege lord, which I don't think so, actually, because some of these houses are Riverlands and he's from the Stormlands. But I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. Like, this was just like a, guys are just here pleading their case, and they let two dudes like fight to the death in the middle of like the Lord's Hall.
Why not?
Yeah,
we haven't had a good fight in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he did try to stop him, but it was more of like from the sideline, like, stop, sheath your swords, no, stop, no, wait, too late.
The other cool thing from the scene was the music. I don't know if you noticed the music in this scene, but It was really good. Yeah, I would say go back and watch that scene and listen to the music. Um, it reminded me of something, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I think it is an episode of Game of Thrones. I need to check like the composer for this one, but I
Okay.
think it was from an episode of Game of Thrones in the last season. I think it's the one called The Long Night. And there's a scene towards the end of the episode, and it's kind of a weird theme that builds slowly, but yeah, it was very reminiscent of that. I finally felt like so.
Okay.
Rhaenyra returns early to King's Landing from her tour. Um, Daemon is also returning around this time. It's been about a year since the events of the last episode. Daemon's been named King of the Narrow Sea by I guess the Valarians and
The Free
whoever
States,
else they
whatever.
had
Yeah.
there. And I like the way he comes into the throne room. This is one of my favorite scenes from the trailer. So I didn't know really how they were gonna like what was gonna be going on here.
Right. Yeah.
But I like how he brings Viserys the crab feeders like axe.
Yeah. Added to the chair.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's a chair of swords, you idiot.
It's like, yeah, that's not really how we do
It's
this. Like
not how it works.
these were the swords of the original like conquered people, you know. It's not
Right.
like every time we beat somebody we're like, put it in there.
Put it in there.
I would have like a room though with all like those. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Little treasury.
Put Damon's crown in there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. The king's treasure.
Um
I like his haircut. It's a lot better than the long hair.
yeah, he looks
look-
way more Matt Smith now.
Yeah, he made me think of like an elf from Lord of the Rings when he had his long hair.
Yeah.
Like, ew.
Yeah, that it is like I don't know, it is always kind of a weird look on the Targaryen guys
Yeah.
because it's so like white and fine and straight, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, he looks like he looks a lot more like Doctor Who in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um I heard it described as an evil an evil Doctor
Evil
Who.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
It's the white Doctor Who, white-haired
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
Although I don't think Damon is necessarily evil. Like he's just trying. They're two very different people, Viserys and Damon. Um, Viserys is weak, and he's not. He's not a warrior king.
Mm-hmm.
He's. I don't know. He just doesn't. Damon looks at things. It's easier, I guess, say how Damon feels about stuff and just say that Viserys is like the opposite. But
Well, yeah.
Daemon wants to restore House Targaryen to like its glory after they conquered Westeros.
Right.
He wants to be on Aegon the Conqueror's level.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Very good.
So yeah, he comes in, he lays his crown down for Viserys, and Viserys accepts him back. I think Viserys is excited that
Oh,
he's
is,
home,
yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, especially after the events of the last 3 episodes, So
yeah.
Damon's been a thorn in his side. Now he feels like he's not. So
Yeah. So Viserys he's not happy with Rhaenyra for returning home early. Um, Yeah, he's just kind of giving Rhaenyra the cold shoulder. Just not really saying much to her. And then her and Alicent kind of have a little moment where it kind of seems like they're at least trying to patch things up between them. I think they just both feel like really alone, you know?
They do. Yeah, they definitely do within their place in society of being, royalty now. Her being the queen, then her being the princess and everything, and heir to the throne and such. Yeah, definitely feel a lot lonelier now.
Yeah. And it puts them in a really weird spot because everybody's vying for either Rhaenyra to take the throne or Alicent's son, Aegon, you know? So this is only
Yeah.
going to continue to put them in like a weirder place as this goes on.
Yeah, I agree. Just when we think the bridges have been mended, they would be
Yeah.
torn down again.
Yep. Then Rhaenyra confronts Daemon about why he's come back after all this time. Um, I don't know. I think it's always hard to tell with Daemon exactly what he's after, you know?
Yeah. Let me ask you something though, because do you think this whole episode how do I say this? Was he the one? Did he do everything that he did in this episode on purpose? You know what I mean? Do I have to say it?
Like, are you asking me
did he?
if there was
Did
a
he?
reason that he tried to hook up with Rhaenyra?
Well, I mean, not even that, but just like to take her out into the city to get the whole thing started. Of she was outside the gates. She was seen at a brothel. Then she was technically seen with him doing things and basically trying to still go after the throne for himself, in which kind of like knocking her off of it and almost making Viserys disown her, or even go through the route of him trying to get Viserys to give him Rhaenyra in marriage to restore the house of, you know, Targaryen to its former glory, from what he says. You know what I'm saying?
To restore House Windsor to its former glory.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah, I don't know, dude. It's like really hard for me to tell with Daemon. And especially because like the show's going to be different than the written material. Like there's going to be things that happened at different times or
Yeah.
stuff that's
I
going to be
will.
interpreted differently.
Yeah, I will say this. And I should have told you in the last episode because I had it. I had the feeling before we recorded the last episode. I had the feeling that they were going to hook up, and I didn't want to believe it,
Well,
but I just
didn't you
had this
say,
feeling.
I think you said something in like the first episode, and I was like, I don't think it's going to matter. I was like, I think they're trying to show you there's like a little something there,
Oh,
but
maybe I did. Yeah, with the scene where he's giving her the necklace and everything, he's like, this is got a weird vibe here.
yeah.
Bingo.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
I think it was. I almost think it was, dude.
Maybe. I
I
mean,
don't know.
I like the
You're right though. It's like
pattern.
with him, it's like you never know.
Yeah. There's a pattern we're seeing where he doesn't refute things whenever Viserys like calls him out, you know? Like
It's just
we don't know if he called his son the heir for a day, you know? He never
yeah.
denies it, but he never admits it, you know?
I don't think
We've
he really
actually
cares.
seen this and nothing actually like ended up happening between the two of them, you know?
Right.
And
Yeah.
he still doesn't deny it. And then we get that scene with Alicent and Viserys where she says, I think he's lying, you know? And he's like, why? Like, why would he like basically admit to those things when he's not admitting to it? But why would he not, stand up for himself? She's like, because it like lowers you if he does
Right.
those things, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows, man?
Yeah. It's really hard to say with Daemon. We're just going to have to
Daemon
see
is an enigma.
where this goes. Yeah. And at first I was really like out. I like when they first announced that it was going to be Matt Smith, I was like, ugh, like, are you kidding me? Like, that's not Daemon, but he's
Yeah.
really playing this role well. Like, he's killing
No,
it.
he is. Yeah. He's doing a good job. Definitely doing a good job so far.
Um, yeah, Daemon and Rhaenyra just talk about marriage and kind of what that means in their world. At the small council meeting, we're just kind of getting more and more push. You know, um, they need to unite their houses. They need to make a marriage pact with House Velaryon and just get this over with. They talk about
Well,
how,
I mean, it feels like the realm is slipping out of their fingers slowly and but surely, you know.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It's probably not to that point yet, but
Well, but I think it's a deal. It's a very slow process because of now there's word from Otto's brother that which I man, see they even at that, it's like I don't even know how true that is about what Otto's brother said because him and his brother are pretty snake like, you know. It's like
yeah.
they're kind of wanting to do whatever they want to try to control the crown. But I don't know. They say that
I don't know that that would
what's
have
his name?
served him at all. Like if his goal is to try to get Aegon on the throne, I don't think that would have done anything for him because all him saying that did was say that like if that happens, we're gonna need to marry Rhaenyra to Laenor essentially,
Right.
which is
I'm so
what's
paranoid.
already
We're
been
so
suggested by
yeah.
somebody else, you know.
That's the bad part about this show anymore. It seems like you're just so paranoid of everybody and what they're saying and what their motives are.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know who the next hand is, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that it's Lord Strong.
I was gonna ask you who you thought it would be.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna be him because he's been giving him the most sound advice. Like he could have put his house first, you know, in the marriage
True.
proposal, but he didn't. So
Okay.
I think it's gonna be him. And we got to see his son in this episode. Did you notice that?
No.
Well, we've seen one of his sons already. One of his sons is the one who has the fucked up leg or foot or whatever.
I thought we saw his brother too with him at one point in the last episode.
Maybe.
Okay.
I
Anyway,
don't know. I guess I didn't
where,
notice him then, but
where was he at in this episode?
when they're running through the streets, when she takes that food and then runs off and Damon's chasing her, she runs into that knight
Oh,
in the street.
is that who that was?
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to figure out who that guy was. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The guy's nickname is Breakbones.
Break bones.
They say he's the strongest knight in the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh, okay.
That's why, like, when he saw Damon, he like got that smile on his face because he wanted to fuck him up.
Right.
And she was like, "No,
No, don't. Please don't. I love
um,
him.
Then we've got the secret passage in Rhaenyra's room.
Was that right behind her bed?
I mean, it was over by there. It was behind like a bench or something.
Okay. I was like, that's creepy.
Yeah, but they run through like the entire castle. Like
Right. Yeah.
these passages are all over the place. I can't remember
Right.
which Targaryen did that, but one of them basically had passages installed all over the castle. They run out into King's Landing in a bunch of places. Like some of them come up in random like brothels and stuff. And yeah,
Hey, right out of the floorboards. Hey,
hello, I'm ready to
hello,
party.
party.
What'd you think about? Okay, give me your initial reaction to King's Landing after dark, the play that's going on, all that stuff, and then I'll kind of talk to you about that a little bit.
I mean, I'm not really surprised. I kind of had a feeling it's almost kind of like
It's kind of like Vegas, it feels like.
it's Vegas, the strip. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, magicians going on. There's fortune tellers. There's people screwing in the streets. Um, it's very medievalish. The freaks come out at night. No, I mean, it's kind of normal to, I mean, it's not normal to me, but that's what, that's an average
I
Tuesday
see that
night for
every
me.
day.
What are you talking about? That's just normal. No, I don't know. It's just kind of, I wasn't surprised by that. And he was trying to go out and show her, what it's like. Because then that kind of goes back to the whole deal of, she said this to several people by now, I'm pretty sure, about, wanting to, well, I think she said it to Kristen Cole in the last episode about, sometimes she wishes that she was just a normal person. And, he was saying, well, there's tons of people that wish that were in your spot. Oh, and then Allison said it to her about when they're talking about the suitors. She's saying somebody, there's a lot of girls that would, die for your spot just to have two suitors. A lot of people only get one in this realm. I don't know. It's just kind of like her deal of like breaking out and seeing what the world is like outside the castle walls. And it's not pleasant, but I don't know. She seemed to enjoy herself. She wasn't like appalled or anything.
Yeah. No, she was oohing and awing.
Ooh, yeah. I thought it was kind of interesting about when the seer asked if she wanted to know what her death was. It was kind of like, yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, I liked that we got the play. We have a few of those in Game of Thrones. They talk about like it's usually events going on, the bigger picture in their world, but like as seen by the small folk,
Right.
And it's usually skewed, like it's usually messed up, and like because we're seeing, as a viewer, we're seeing the events that are actually taking place,
right.
But they're just seeing either what they've been fed, like in propaganda or
gossip or whatever.
Yeah. And so in Game of Thrones, there's really some stuff in the plays that's like damn, like they thought, like they viewed this event as, it's like, it's really sad when like Robb Stark dies. Like his whole thing is like, he's like leading the army from the north to the south to free his dad from captivity. And they kill his dad, and he still just like keeps marching. Like he's going to go down there and fuck shit up. And the way he goes out and everything, it's like in one of the plays, it's like they totally, I don't know, they misrepresent everything and like people's intentions and their motives. And for one of the characters who's watching the play, it's like that was her brother, and her dad that like they're portraying in like these horrible ways. And so yeah. But kind of the same deal here. We get to see what the small folk think about everything that's going on. But I did have a little bit of beef with it, because one thing that they bring up time and time again in Game of Thrones is that the small folk don't care who sits the Iron Throne. Like they don't care. Like I think Jorah's quote is the common people don't care about the High Lords in their Game of Thrones. That they only pray for rain and a summer that never ends. Yeah. You know about the seasons, right?
Summer.
You know about the fucked up seasons, right?
No.
Okay, so the seasons
is it just summer and winter?
No, there's spring and fall, but so the seasons in Planetos are kind of fucked up. they there's there's not really like a rhyme or reason to it. The summers, some of it is like magical, but the summers can last, 5, 6, 7, 20 years. And then winters also last for years at a time.
Wow.
Yeah. And so during the summers, you really got to be stocking up, for winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do this thing in the north called winter wolves, I believe. And that's where, yeah, I think that's it, where they, all like the old men will basically go out on a hunt together, and they basically know that they're not coming back. And it's just to basically help with rationing and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty extreme. And in places like the north, I mean, you can only imagine during the summer it snows sometimes. So in the winter, it's like crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my kind of beef with the play a little bit. I was like, I don't think they really care, you know. The only thing that really matters is like, are they going to be fed? Like, are they going to be well taken care of? I don't think it matters that, they're like, would she be a strong queen? It's like,
but don't you think it just goes back to the whole deal? It's like, we just don't even want a queen. Just the
I
thought
think,
of
yeah,
having
probably.
a woman sitting on the Iron Throne is just like, bleh.
Yeah, probably.
Go make me throw up.
Yeah. I don't know what the beef with it so much is. Like, she'll have a husband who like has most likely a military mind,
Right.
If it's going to be Rhaenyra, like, yeah, he's got a good mind for strategy. He's a dragon
Right.
rider.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know what the beef is. And she's also a dragon rider. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. So the next few scenes are just a lot of banging. So I'm just gonna highlight like a few things in here.
We'll highlight a few actions, some motions, some positions.
I gotta ask you if you noticed this. Did you notice any fun wall art?
What? No, I didn't.
Oh dear God. Okay. So pretty much Alicent's entire bedroom has this banner running around it that just has like, I'm pretty sure it's like Kama Sutra type poses. Like they're just like all over the place. And then I was like, okay, well, that's weird. Like, like that's fucking weird. And like that's just her bedroom. Like it's not like a bang room. That wasn't even like where her and Viserys banged,
Yeah.
And then I noticed it also in another room in the castle. It's in the room that Alicent and Viserys are talking in when she says that Daemon's lying later on.
Wait,
let's see. Go back and look, man. It's on the wall.
No. I believe you. I'm just trying to figure out. Isn't that the room that he was doing like his little model in?
Oh,
okay.
No. After that.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm just trying to figure out what room it is.
Oh,
because it looked kind of familiar.
It kind of looked like, no, it wasn't the small council chambers, but it does have like a table with chairs and stuff.
Here, let's meet in here with this fine wallpaper.
Yeah, check it out, guys. It makes me think of that episode of Curb where Larry and what's his name? The guy that plays George. I always forget his name.
Jason Alexander.
Yeah. Him and Jason Alexander are at that lunch, and the restaurant has pictures like all over the walls of like naked people.
Oh, jeez.
And then
Wow.
Larry goes back to the restaurant later with the guy who plays Kramer, and he like can't focus. He's just like the whole time he's like, uh-huh, yeah, uh-huh.
Wow. Yeesh.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
look
was
at that.
going to,
Because I didn't see it the first time, but on my second watch, because I watched it like 3 times yesterday,
yeah, I was
and
trying to
on the second
get,
time I saw it.
I was trying to get the sound clip to work so I could play it during this part. It was just a bunch of banjos playing in the background.
Oh God.
Oh man. But it couldn't work.
Um.
Big letdown.
So yeah, then her and Damon almost bang in the brothel, but he bails on her. Um, and then it's just kind of like a back and forth. Alicent's with Viserys. Did you notice though? I did like
It's a sex battle.
one thing I did like about this scene was, did you notice the music and the lighting like for the brothel once like her and Daemon actually start kissing?
What about it?
So it was like
I mean, I noticed it, but
the lighting, it was like right as they kissed the first time, it like got really dark, like on their faces, and then like kind of came back to light a little bit, but it was like right at that moment. And then the music, yeah, is like really sour, like notes on a violin and stuff.
yeah,
It's all like really off key, and yeah,
because it's weird.
yeah, it's really good during that scene though. Like I like on the second watch, I was like, damn, like because the first time I was like, oh God. But the second time I was like, wow, like that is actually really cool. Not that. The lighting and the music.
It's like out of context. That sounded horrible.
The lighting and the music.
Oh man. Oh gosh. We're talking about the lighting and the music, people.
Yeah. But then she basically feels spurned by
Oh man.
Daemon, and she hooks up with Kristen Cole, who's been guarding outside her room the whole time and is super confused when she walks
Well,
down the hallway.
she's got some unfinished business, so
Yeah.
Yeah. First,
Um,
she probably always had feelings for him. It always seemed like she kind of liked him.
yeah, I mean, she at least found him
So,
attractive.
yeah.
And then they connected like a lot more during the hunt. So,
Right.
so I'm sure you pieced together this whole like Otto's informant situation, right?
Well, so is the Damon's whore the informant?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Well, and the boy.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I think he kind of works for her.
Okay. See, and that was all confusing with the whole Damon thing too, because it's like, okay, is he in on all this or not? Or was he just really into banging his niece?
Yeah.
He was all like, no, I was into it. I was in on this plan. Yeah.
Yeah. I never know with Damon.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. No, to be honest, I just assumed he meant the boy when
Well, that
Otto
guy
said that.
says there's news from the White Worm,
Right.
and I'm pretty
Is that where she
sure.
worked?
Well, I think that was her because she's wearing the white dress when we see her next.
Oh,
Um,
I just assumed that was a name of a brothel.
See, I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's what
The
you want to
White
name your
Worm.
brothel.
Welcome to the White Worm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Um.
Uh,
So yeah, and then
yeah. No, it says her. It's her code name.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because it shows her right after it says that, and I was like, oh. And she mentions how, you can't go very far in the skin trade, so she's decided to trade information.
Right.
Yeah, Daemon wakes up there. Yeah, no, I guess he went there after he left Rhaenyra. Do you think Otto was actually struggling with whether or not he should tell Viserys?
Oh, if he wasn't, dude, he's a really good actor. And I mean Otto, not the guy who plays Otto is a good actor too. But
well, I mean, like right before he even goes in there, he's like sitting there by himself, and he's just like, yeah.
He probably knows that it's like he doesn't want to hear it either way. It's going to be really, really hard to convince him, that this is it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's of course I feel like he kind of slipped up when he said my informant. It's like, are you having my people spied? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because then again, it's like I don't know what's real and what's not real with Otto.
Yeah, Otto and Daemon are definitely the most complex characters in this. Like, it's hard to figure out what's going on with them.
I agree.
Otto tells Viserys about it. He's really not hearing it. He's not happy about it. And this is when he first starts kind of calling out Otto.
Right.
Just saying that he wants to put his heir basically on the throne, and he'll do anything to belittle Rhaenyra.
I like the part at the very end of that scene when it's like he kicks Otto out and he turns around and there's Allison. It's almost like he's surprised that she's there. He's like, what are you doing here? How'd you get in my room?
Yeah, I don't know how she got. I don't know, that's weird.
What do you mean?
Like, she wasn't using like a secret passage or something. Like, she was just like hiding back there.
Yeah, but she was there from the night before. She was already in his room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Remember? Because he sent the servant and was like, honey, I'm horny. Come on.
God. Jesus.
Come on. I want another baby. By the way, was she pregnant in the last episode? I thought she was pregnant in the last episode.
Yeah, she was.
She's still pregnant?
No, that's their new baby.
Oh, the one that she was holding, that's the new baby?
Yeah.
Oh. So we don't even get to see Aegon in this episode, I guess.
Aegon will be like 3 or 4 now.
Okay.
So Alicent confronts Rhaenyra. I'm sorry,
it's guys. Not true. It's a lie.
Fucking early. Yeah, and Rhaenyra just denies it. I don't know. She's there's a few parts in there where she lies a little bit. She says Daemon never touched me, stuff like that. But she is truthful in saying like they did not bang.
We didn't go all the way.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Daemon's dragged before Viserys, and that's when he makes his marriage proposal. I don't know. I feel like he didn't flip out this much when Otto suggested that he marry Aegon and Rhaenyra,
Oh,
you know?
yeah, but he wasn't he starting to get drunk when Otto told him that, so he was kind of
Yeah,
like wasn't all there.
yeah. I
Plus,
know, but
He's
he
already
gets
pissed because of the
pretty
whole
upset
deal. Is
about all
like
this.
right, but I mean, you're talking about having somebody's name, your own daughter's name, defiled if it's true. Well, even if it's not true, I mean, it's like this slander and gossip being brought about your daughter's name. You know, he's just not in a good place. Just more stuff piling up on more stuff upon more stuff upon more stuff.
Um, yeah, he's pretty upset about it. Just keeps coming back around to like he just thinks Daemon wants the crown, you know.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Uh,
that part when he says something about, give her to me in marriage and we'll restore the house of Targaryen back to its glory. And that's when he tells him it's like it's all you care about. It has nothing to do with my daughter. It has everything to do with that throne. That's always what you want. That's always what you always will want.
yeah.
And you'll use anybody or anything to get to that.
So Daemon gets banished again. We'll see how long that lasts this time.
Right.
Where is he gonna hole up this time? Where is he gonna set up his army now?
Yeah.
Rhaenyra and Viserys finally talk after everything that's happened. God damn it, more of this Song of Ice and Fire shit.
They got you.
I'm so sick of it. Like, I know it's like what they're trying to do is they're trying to instill in her this like divine like need to be queen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But
They're just piggybacking off of Game of Thrones, basically.
yeah, I don't want to fucking hear about the dagger. I don't want to fucking hear about Song of Ice and Fire. This is like so long before any of that shit. And the
This is the
prophecy
dagger
type
of
stuff. Yeah, the prophecies type stuff was never my favorite, like in Game of Thrones.
right.
Like there's some really interesting stuff, but it's just not. We get it. It happens. I've seen it. I've seen it
This
happen.
this is the dagger of Aegon the Conqueror. Would you like to know more?
Yeah. No, I don't. Um,
There's a war coming. Would you like to
yeah.
know more?
Everyone's doing their part.
Everybody's doing their part in Westeros.
So he tells
Fire.
Rhaenyra that her courtship is over, that she's gonna marry that she's gonna marry Laenor Velaryon, which I mean by all accounts he like seems to be an okay guy, like from what we've seen so far. He's good.
Well, she seemed pretty chill about it. She wasn't like, no, don't make me do it.
Yeah. Well, it's her cousin. And well, like her second cousin, I guess. So she knows
Which we
him.
already know she's into all that, so
She knows him, like they've grown up together and stuff, you know. So
right.
And he's a dragon rider, so like they have that in common.
Yep.
And that's when she kind of starts going off about Otto. She says that I'll do my duty and marry Laenor if you do yours and deal with Otto.
Right.
Which is pretty rough. That scene between him and
poor guy
Viserys is pretty rough. I do like that we get some more history there, though, on like what happened to Viserys' father. Yeah, so I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, he really lays
just coming and going, "You're fired."
Yeah, he really lays into Otto. When he takes that pin off him, like the air goes out of Otto for sure.
Oh man, Yeah.
Yeah, that
Just
pin. I don't
that
know
look
if
on
you've
his
ever
face,
like,
like,
yeah.
what just happened?
Yeah, that pin. I don't know if you've ever really noticed it before, but it's the symbol of the hand of the king.
Yeah.
And okay, yeah, and the
Yeah, I
hand
noticed
always
it.
wears that.
I didn't notice it. I think it took me like the second watch on the first episode to notice that he wore that pin and that what it was and what it represented and everything, which I thought was pretty cool. I think that's kind of a cool symbol.
Yeah,
for the guy. But you think he'll be Lord Strong?
I think so. And like I said, I haven't looked to see, but I'm pretty sure that based on what they've shown us, I mean, he says specifically that you no longer have the realm's best interest in mind,
Yeah.
Um, and I think Lord Strong does, and I think Viserys has seen that like twice already. So
I think he's
yeah.
going to name himself as the Hand of the King.
I am Hand of the King.
It's like that makes me think of on The Office
I
when
am
they
assistant to the regional Hand of the King.
not even that, but like when they do the like the fall festival, or Dwight throws like that fall festival thing or whatever, and like they've got like the hay maze, and but he's doing like competitions for like the kids to find out who's going to be crowned the hay king. And he gets to the very end, he's like, this year's hay king goes to me. I am your king. All bow down before your hay king.
What was he calling the kids? He was like purebred.
Purebred, mixed bread, yeah.
Then the other one was purebred.
Purebred or purebred. That's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really have a guess on it. I just kind of wondered, since you're more knowledgeable of all this stuff, who you thought would be the guy, the go-to.
I think it'll be him. But we'll just have to see. And then the last scene of the episode, the holy hand grenade.
Nice way of putting it.
Yeah, did you notice that? Like it looks like, I don't know, like the topper and everything kind of looked like a cross, so it looked like what they would put like holy water in or something,
Bless this tea.
Yeah.
Tea, you say?
Yeah.
Is it sweet or unsweet?
So the tea that the Maester brings Rhaenyra in the last scene, I have dubbed it Plan B tea.
That's yeah.
Do
you think that? So I almost kind of wonder. Obviously, we know what the intentions are behind her drinking the tea, but which I hate to say, but I always think of every time I saw that last scene. The two times I watched it, I always thought of Frank Reynolds when they were trying to figure out who banged Dee and got her pregnant or whatever. And he's like, we got to get you and that monster down to Mexico and flush it out.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of.
Oh, God.
But anyway, no, I just kind of wonder because it's from Viserys. And so it's like, okay, so does he believe that something did happen? Or is he just kind of be like, hey, this is precautionary?
I think it's precautionary.
Okay. Do you think
I think it's precautionary?
I don't think she will.
I think she will, because I don't think
she will.
I don't think her kid down the road is her kid with Kristen Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they have a falling out.
Oh, okay.
But I don't remember 100%.
Okay.
We'll have to see. We'll have to watch and see.
Stay tuned.
Did you watch the preview for next episode?
I did, yeah.
That shit looks crazy.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty wild.
If I had to guess, it looks like the Lannisters show up and they're not pleased.
No. No.
Which who gives a fuck? Like at that, especially at that
Your
time, it's
Lannisters,
like,
who care?
and I'm like, I don't fucking care. It's not like I don't think Jason was supposed to be like some renowned warrior or something. Like, I don't know. Plus, like, that's a stupid move. There's gonna be several Kingsguard there. Like, there's
They
gonna
don't
be
care. They're
people there to
Lannisters.
fuck you up, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, that's making a move against the crown, basically. I don't know. Yeah, that can't be right. I don't know what happens in that scene, but
Well,
that
and that
can't be
may
right.
just be kind of a misdirection on the previews, make it look like, oh, there's something crazy happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the very end of the previews where Otto was telling Alicent to, the king's gonna die and you need to prepare Aegon for for the throne, blah, blah, blah. And it shows her face and she's just got like this ugly cry face. She's like,
Well, I think he's leaving. Like, I got the
oh,
feeling in that scene that he's like leaving
Otto.
King's Landing, that he's going back to Old Town, or
Maybe so.
yeah.
I mean, what else does he got to do in King's
I
Landing?
mean, if he doesn't have a place at court, yeah, then
Hang out at the White Worm, the newly opened brothel in Westeros. He's gonna open one, and it's called the White Worm.
Hi, I'm Otto Hightower. Come on down
There
to
you
the
go.
White Worm.
Come on down to the White Worm. Yeah.
Cool. Well,
Oh, man.
did you have any other thoughts about the episode?
No, I think we should get past this episode as quickly as possible. Did you?
Nope. Let's just let it linger.
Okay.
No, I think that's about it.
Okay.
I'm just excited to see more of like the little stuff, like the opening scene. Like, I'm excited to see more stuff, these little feuds between families, some stuff about people we don't really know. Like the kid has those like ravens on his little doublet or whatever that he's wearing. I don't think that is like a revealed sigil. So like there's a bunch of sigils, not a bunch, there's a few sigils that George hasn't like revealed yet, like what their house sigil or their house words are. And I think there's some reasons for that, like going to be in the books later on.
Is he
He's
still
trying not
writing more
to
books?
give something away. Yeah, there's 2 more books.
Shoo.
Yeah, he's working on, and hopefully will be done with soon, Winds of Winter. And then after that one is supposed to be A Dream of Spring. So, but yeah, I don't think the Raven, I think it's supposed to represent Raven Tree Hall, which is like their seat, but I don't think that's one of the sigils that's been revealed. The other one, the Bracken symbol, that one's one that's been revealed. So yeah, because I had to check. I didn't see that he called him Bracken the first watch through. And I was like, I bet that guy's Bracken. Like, I bet that's why there's so much like shit talking here. And
He's so smug. He sounds like a Bracken.
yeah, I noticed from like the red horse sigil that he had that's who he was. So cool. All right. Well, we'll be back next week for episode 5. Until then, make sure to go over to YouTube and follow us at Is Survived by Productions. It's where you can find our video episodes like the one you're possibly watching now. You can also find episodes of our other show, the Red Right Hand podcast there. You can find episodes of all of our shows, The History of the Cores, Red Right Hand podcast, and The Throne of the Dragon. You can find those on Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to a podcast, just by searching Is Survived by Productions, or you can search any one of those titles and find it also. Make sure that on any of those platforms, especially Spotify and YouTube, that you guys are liking, rating, reviewing, subscribing. It helps us out and will make it easier for us to do some more shows as time goes on and to keep covering the ones that we currently do. I think that's it. Did I cover them all? I think I covered them all. Oh, my personal. Oh, no, we didn't. Our Twitters, they should be down at the bottom there. At is Survive by Pro, where you can find news about all of our shows, and at Joshua Lynn Gary, where you can find me randomly posting about things that probably don't matter.
Okay.
I think that's it. I think that was all. We'll see you guys next week.
See ya.